Panago Pizza presents SCP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
Well, friends,
Hi.
It's time for Panago Meatless Mondays.
Yep.
Summertime. You want to look fresh? You got to eat fresh
Yeah.
with
You-
veggie
you've been-
fresh pizzas.
You ever look in the mirror and go, I look like garbage? Like me? That's what I've been doing. That's why I'm switching to Meatless Mondays.
Well, this is what's so cool. They've got plant-based sort of creations, which is kind of neat. So, you're talking about 100% organic tomato sauce, no artificial colors or flavors. The dough is made with 100% Canadian wheat. And, we got some kind of neat creations. So they've got a plant-based spicy Hawaiian, which I've had, and it's amazing. Plant-based veggie medley, plant-based Mediterranean. All really, really good.
I'm glad that you said that the crust was whole wheat. I was worried that it was made of, like, venison or something. I was really worried.
No, the concept's
Oh,
blown.
the wild boar crust. No, we forgot. Can you imagine?
So please make sure that you check out Panago Pizza's Meatless Mondays.
Do it with your face
Jesse?
and body.
Jesse.
Yes. What would you like?
Pineapple on pizza. Is that a yay or a nay?
Pineapple pizza is a yay every single time.
Okay.
It is a, I ain't for it or again it.
You ain't for it or get it.
Yeah,
Now,
I wouldn't order it, but if it's around, I'm like, I'm going to put that in my face for sure.
all right.
I'm not like one of those people, pineapple! I don't know. Of all the things to take a hard stance on, I feel like pineapple's not it.
I don't know why people get so offended about it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's been around for so long. Why is it a thing now?
Yeah.
It's like Nylander changing his number.
Yeah, well, hang on to
And
that.
how it ruins your day.
Hang on to
How
that.
could I possibly hang on to it,
Well,
Adam?
you could.
It's a hurricane tearing this damn city apart.
You could get over it.
You
by-
miss us, everybody?
By a random act of pizza from Panago Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Free pizza. So at Panago, they're giving away free pizza nights for you and your friends. The catch, you just have to follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow the directions. Stay tuned for your chance to win. It is that easy and that delicious. Winners are going to be announced in the comments section of the hashtag Random Acts of Pizza giveaway post. We might be giving away 1 or maybe 10, depends on how hungry you're feeling.
We don't know. It's random.
Make sure that you follow at Panago_pizza for your chance to win gift certificates for free pizza as well, and sweatshirts, totes, hats, everything. You can check it out at panago.com/random acts of pizza for Meatless Mondays, kids, because that's what we're doing in the summertime. We're eating light and fresh, just like William Nylander,
Yes.
who ruined everybody's day. Steve, I know you've been holding back. I know that you've had this conversation 40 times in the car today.
Yes.
William Nylander pretending to be Eric Lindros. How dare he? Leaf legend, Eric Lindros, let me say.
So, I was on the ice today. I was in Oshawa. Dell Park Homes Arena, formerly known as Legends. Legends sounded better. I was there with How To Hockey. Jeremy Rupke. Coach Jeremy. He was teaching me how to, a number of things. How to Dougie, how to shoot, and how to skate. He was teaching me some drills. And we were just, chatting it up as YouTubers do. Hey, how can we be bad people today? No, we try to be on the side of the Jedi. I go on my Twitter and I see that William Nylander has changed his number. And he says, hey, it's on me. It's on me, Leafs Nation. If you want to go change your jersey, because I'm sure a lot of you got the 29 Nylander. If you want, some of you might be really hardcore and have the 39 Nylander, which was the first
very
number he wore.
hardcore.
This is now
And that's the old logo.
Yes, it is the old logo. And this will be the 4th number that Nylander has worn in the Leafs organization.
Really?
He was 62 with the Marlies.
Right.
He was 39 when he got called up to the Leafs because Lou Lamoriello was GM and shut up and put on 39. And then he got 29 and now 88.
Never understood why Lou did that. Just let the player pick the number he
To
wants.
establish dominance.
Oh.
It was basically teabagging and Xbox.
We're going to give you the worst number imaginable.
Justin Hall wears 3. Travis Dermott also wears 3. In the same year. Oh, was one traded? No. Don't care. We're just switching nameplates. Lou Lamoriello did not care. So, saw Nylander goes, it's on me. And I go, gosh, what a smart thing to do. What a smart thing to do by a smart young man. Because look, Would you call his season last year good?
No.
Jesse?
Some parts.
Some parts?
He had moments, but it wasn't a good
that were
season.
good.
Most
Playoffs were
not,
all right.
though.
Yeah, most not.
Most not.
Yeah.
Most not.
Not good, most.
Not good, most. Of course. Couldn't have said it better myself.
There you go.
So why not change it up? Change up the voodoo, whatever. Change up your mojo a little bit. Go get back to your roots. Wear 88s. Maybe he forgot. Maybe he was like that creepy old Italian man who looks like several Muppets characters is still here, and that's why I gotta wear 29. Oh, wait! I don't gotta do that anymore. I can wear whatever I want. I want to wear 88. The Hey Leafs Nation, it's on me part. Brilliant.
I thought that was good marketing, yeah.
Good marketing, goodwill. There's so many people. Hey, guys, it's on me. Don't worry about it. It's on me. I get it. It's a pain in the ass. Like, it's difficult to invest in a jersey because you never know when a guy's going to get traded or start to stink, send out a bad tweet, or change their number. So he said he's going to cover it. Snizzbone does not tweet very often, but he sent out a tweet today saying I'm going to cover it. All I could think about was how brilliant that was and how happy I am that this guy is on my team. As soon as I closed my phone, I am going to go back to this in a couple hours, and it is going to be just an absolute shit tornado. Guess what, folks? Guess what, kids? That's exactly what it was. Because he cannot wear 88.
Why? Why can he not wear 88?
Because the Leafs Nation, Adam, they stood there. Spoiler alert for people who are planning on reading Harry Potter. I'm just warning you right now. 3, 2, 1. Leafs Nation was like Harry Potter in the Deathly Hallows, the second part, after they invade Hogwarts. And they took a little bit of creative license from the book, but that's okay. You're trying to make a movie. And they're saying, how dare you stand where he stood? With who?
Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros.
Who played 30 games? for the Leafs?
Legendary
33.
33 games for the
Yeah.
Leafs.
33.
22 points in 33 games.
For number 88.
He was a good Leaf,
Yeah.
in my opinion. He just didn't play very often.
It's unfortunate what happened that year because Matt Sunday got injured early. He took over.
Yep.
And then Eric got injured as soon as Matt's came back.
Yep.
And that was when graphics were still terrible for the NHL video games, but they were just experimenting with not having every player the exact same size.
Oh, and Eric was literally a tree stump?
Well, so your first two lines were Sunday and Lindros, and then you could have like the skinny little guy who was hilarious. You could put Kyle Wellwood on the other wing.
Yep.
Whee! And then you'd have no centers. But played 33 games, was not captain, did not win a cup, did not set any records with this team.
Did not see a playoff game.
Did not see a bloody playoff game. And had he played more than 33 games, I have no doubt the Leafs would have made the playoffs that year. And if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon on them. For some reason, Eric Lindros, Leaf legend, that's the line. That's the line people drew. Why? Why? Can I just say why?
Sure.
People don't like William Nylander. Can I say why?
Why?
He held out. Kidding! It's not why you hate William Nylander. It is not why people hate William Nylander.
Why do people hate William Nylander?
Other players have held out. Flames fans with Johnny Gaudreau, they got over it. Blue Jackets fans with Josh Anderson, Darren Ferris' client, they got over it. People get over it with people. Is it because Nylander came out of the gate pretty poor? Probably. Probably a little bit of that. But he was good before that. Mm-hmm. He was good the season before that, and the season before that.
But his name was always linked to trades.
His name was always linked to trades. Why?
Why?
Not popular.
Why?
Because a lot of people grew up hating Michael Nylander. Nope. That's not it. I don't even think that was the case. I remember as a kid being like, Michael Nylander, there's a guy. I might have even traded for him a couple times in NHL 2001. You don't like William Nylander because you were never going to like William Nylander. He's a baby-faced European who, despite the fact that you've seen him go into corners, you are always going to believe that he never goes into corners. And let's just throw it out there, throw the gauntlet on the table. He looks better than you.
You think that's why people don't like
Because
William Nylander?
he's hot! I'll straight up say it!
I have a question.
I think that's nuts,
Men
man.
do not like Nylander because he's hot! That's why they're jealous of him!
Jesse?
On Twitter today, what was worse? The people hating on Lindros for wearing 88, or Nylander for wearing 88, or the people who overcompensated for the people who were hating on William Nylander? Because those people were just as annoying as the people who were hating on William Nylander.
Jesse, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. I read a tweet on the way in here. Friggin' Lindros did nothing. He held out and he let his parents meddle in his career. And what a big baby. And remember at the home opener when he just skated up to center ice, dropped his hockey pants, and took a shit right on the Leafs logo. None of that happened.
No.
None of that. Holy shit, is this a mid-July story? Everyone shut up. Get over yourselves. And if you have a Nylander jersey, go to the store, get the numbers changed, and then promptly dunk your head in a toilet.
Now, if Mitch Marner was under contract, doesn't matter if the term or the number, and he changed his number from 16 to 17, and he did the same thing, what would be the reaction? Or no, 16 to, I don't know, 66, let's say.
No, how about this? How about Marner on the first day at camp, the day before the first game of the season, signs a 5-year contract making $12.5 million per year. He could change his number to 12.5 and people would still like him more than William Nylander.
Why is it, though? Honestly,
he's hot.
It can't be that.
It's because he's hot.
Why is it that you've had networks that tried to trade him?
Because they weren't as hot as William Nylander
That
either.
cannot be
Have you ever seen someone call for a William Nylander trade who was as hot as William Nylander?
No.
You haven't.
I don't think it exists.
We found it. We found it because he's cute.
You
Damn
really
it.
think that's it?
Yes. And he wears funny sunglasses that I don't wear.
Because I
would never wear those sunglasses.
think it's because he's quiet.
He's quiet and hot. It's a terrible combination.
Phil Kessel was quiet when he came to Toronto. People didn't like that.
Not as hot.
Funny
Listen,
with
I'm not ragging on the guy. We found it just.
I don't know if we did.
I
Yes,
don't
we
know if we
did.
did either, Jesse. I'm not sure I'm on board with this.
Also,
I'm on board with it.
14 is retired by the Leafs, so he couldn't switch his number there.
No, but what I mean, what if
But
it
it's
was,
Mitch Marner.
What if it was 66, like Mario Lemieux?
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Well,
Like, I mean, you know the shit Josh Hosang caught, but people be like, well, Mitch, he's just as good, because people in Toronto are that diluted about how good Mitch Marner is. And no doubt, Mitch Marner's very good. But there would be people who would be like, yeah, well, he's on the same career trajectory. No.
I need Kyle Dubas to trade someone for a 7th rounder in the worst way. Just blue car. And like he thought he did it with Dakota Joshua. It didn't work. They're still bloodthirsty.
When was he drafted? 2014?
Who cares? I don't know.
Yeah, what was that? Anyway,
2013.
I believe that I have a legitimate reason to be upset that William Nylander changed his number.
Oh, a legitimate reason.
A legitimate reason.
As opposed to my reason. Okay, what is it, Adam?
I have a legitimate reason.
Okay,
What's the
here,
reason?
you go ahead and give your
I'm
real
excited
reason.
to hear this.
I have the only legitimate reason to be upset about William Nylander changing his number and changing it to 88.
With that.
And that legitimate reason is I have an autographed William Nylander jersey in which the 29 is autographed. And that is the only legitimate reason that you can be upset. If you're someone that cares that much, and believe me, I don't. But in the hypothetical world where I care as much as whoever's hanging out online and in a 30-degree day tweeting about this,
phones are mobile.
I believe that that's the only reason. And yes, the number, the logo on the front is signed, and the number on the back is signed, so I cannot change it. It is 29, and it is 29 forever.
It's a collector's item then.
I think that's even better.
Yeah, your collector's item that was already a collector's item is now a collector's item.
Yeah, you should be even happier about that.
Yeah.
I'm upset because it's not accurate. Because I'm going to debate this online. And Jesse, to your point, the people that felt the need to rise to William Nylander's defense on this.
I hated that. Here are his stats and why they're better than Eric Lindros. Like, I don't
Okay,
need that.
can I call
No,
out someone
that's-
individually? I always worry about calling someone out individually, especially if I like them.
I
'cause
think I know who you're
I
calling
worry
out.
about ruining their day. Heart of, pump the friggin' brakes. William Nylander is
didn't see it.
objectively better than Mitch Marner. Pump the friggin'. How expensive
Who
are
are you
bikes?
talking about? Who are you talking about?
Heart of lad.
Who's a friend of the show.
He's a friend of the show. We text.
You sent him a text about this?
Not yet.
Before you
Should've
called
maybe.
Oh,
him?
this is it.
Shoulda maybe.
This is my
Or you
first
called him out on the show? You probably should send him a text.
texting him how I always text my friends, shouting it at
So
them on the podcast.
what was Hardov's argument?
Literally, Nylander is objectively better than Marner based on chart.
And that's why he can change his number?
No,
Did it
I
have
think he was
anything-
just
Like,
throwing
how did
it
I
out
get
there.
into that
Actually,
one?
you know what's amazing? I think he said this before. I think he's actually tweeted that before the number controversy.
Oh, okay.
Which means he had even less reason to say it. Can we all? Oh my God. Like, I got to do 4 days of radio after this. What am I going to talk about?
I don't know what you guys...
What am I going to do? The Blue Jays?
Tomorrow you're going to talk about this. Well, now there's an article up on Sportsnet about Edwin Encarnacion being signed by the Blue Jays, maybe. So you could talk about that
great.
tomorrow.
Good. Cool.
Over the hill, Edwin Encarnacion.
And far away.
Yeah. Listen, I'm with you. I think it's stupid. And I think it's ridiculous. And let me just run through the trending topics in Toronto right now. Lindros, Nylander, Willy, Leafs. So 4 of the top 1, 2,
What gave
3,
you pause
4,
there?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is Meatless Mondays on there?
Meatless Mondays is not up there yet.
Yet. Steve Dangle podcast? Are they
Just
up
saying.
there? How to hockey?
Not yet. Not
No?
yet. But this is the
Heart of
thing.
Lad.
It's so blatantly stupid.
Yeah.
Like if you really care about this, you have to wonder what are you doing with your life?
I think anybody on either side who took the time to send a tweet about it is in the wrong.
I
Wow.
haven't tweeted about it.
Good. If you tweet
I
about
did
it,
not
you'll
tweet
be
about
wrong.
it either
Thank you.
because I don't care.
Thank you.
I literally don't care.
It's a number change. Who cares?
It's yes.
Change his number.
LeBron changed
Yes.
his number this summer, or no,
No, he can't until next year.
next year.
Yeah, because he missed the March 15th deadline. So
There's a deadline. Why can't
yeah,
you just
because
go? This is-
Nike has to get rid of They have to plan for it. They're a $1 billion company. So they said they have too many LeBron 23 Laker jerseys in inventory for him to switch in time for next season.
That's a bad sign, right?
But Durant's gonna switch.
Well, they pre-planned.
Oh.
You know?
Durant's
So
gonna
Durant had already planned it. He had filed his jersey switch by the deadline. He got it in. But LeBron's just like, I'm just going to do this, and Nike's going to make an exception. And Nike's just like, hold on a second, LeBron.
No.
Actually, we can't.
I built a school. Okay, that's
So
not how it works.
next year, he'll be number 6. One more season with 23.
If I was LeBron, I would just run into like all sorts of stores. I would try to get out of all sorts of situations just by shouting that I built a school. I built a school. Sir, do you know how fast you were going? I built a school. And it wouldn't work.
Wouldn't work.
You never know, it might.
He built a school.
He built a school.
You know, if you
that should
say
get
it
you
like
something.
that.
That should get you a little bit
Can
of...
LeBron wear 88?
I say yes.
Oh, okay.
Have any notable basketball players ever worn
Can
88?
Josh Hosang wear 23?
Oh my God.
It's funny
What?
in the NBA because half the guys in the league wear 23.
I know.
As long as you're not on
'Cause they
Chicago,
all like Michael Jordan.
you can wear 23 because you're a fan. Like, why
Yeah.
aren't guys just wearing? Well, I guess because retired, but like, wear the numbers.
Gretzky's is
wear
retired
87.
league-wide because
Yeah.
the league was like, thank you for keeping us afloat in the 90s.
Yeah, well, and also no one will ever be better than you. What if all of a sudden one day every player is better than Gretzky?
It could happen.
And then you can't wear 99. None of them can.
The way athletics are going, like, it looks like it's trending towards everybody just gets better at every sport eventually, and everything's going to surpass everything. So who knows?
You could argue that every player in the NHL right now is better than Wayne Gretzky probably was.
What?
If you take modern equipment
Yep.
and modern athletics and you throw them back
Modern training.
and modern training,
Yeah.
yeah, you throw them back in 98.
When he retired, that's not even him at his peak.
Yeah.
I would argue that Wayne Gretzky might be pretty good.
Cody Ceci would break his damn ankles. He would. He'd wreck his shit.
Dangles
Ceci.
all day.
Oh, he'd just wreck his shit.
I wonder about that. I wonder if Wayne Gretzky at his peak
Yeah.
would
But he has to do his era's equipment and training.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
era's equipment and training. Could he even make the NHL with that era's? Because I don't know that you could, because those guys would be like, "Hey man, practice is over. Let's smoke a blunt and drink some beer." Like literally, it was the '80s, man. Like they didn't have any drug testing, so like.
Sorry.
they
So
would-
sometimes you're not prepared to hear the term "smoke a blunt."
well, that's what they did.
they
I
smoke
don't
a
know.
blunt. To be blunt, they smoke them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Some actual not news. But this is
More
this is-
not news.
You know what I love about this is that this part of the year is great. The basketball is just continues to go well. Who's the free agent class next
Yeah.
year? Where do they want to sign?
By the way,
Just like-
constant relevance and constant relevance.
they're not
followed by-
relevant right now.
No?
Like, no, the basketball topics are all pretty freaking tight.
Good.
Yeah, this
Stoked
is-
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
This week is the slowest week in sports.
I thought it was last week, though.
Well, the MLB also, because we got the Westbrook news last week. So it still counts.
Right.
So, and then this week you go into it, All-Star break's it's done. And then if you count the 7 days from that, that's the slowest week in sports.
You want to know about my thoughts on Lourdes Gurriel Jr.?
Rowdy Tellez being sent down.
Oh, how could they do that?
After hitting 200?
Oh,
man. That's pretty good
Jesus.
for the Jays.
Man, how could you send down a guy that hit 200 home runs?
Nope.
Nope, that's not what that means? You want to swap spots there, Jesse?
No.
Oh, boy.
Anyways.
It's going to be great.
Bob McKenzie did have something to say on the Marner situation.
He did. And I like to think he was half in the bag when he said it.
Now, this is pretty much what we thought, but when Bob McKenzie kind of confirms it, then you kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to fast forward right to the tweet. As for Marner, my view from afar is that it's probably close to or at the point where Toronto hopes an offer sheet is tendered.
Oh, dope.
That would force/allow for closure, one way or the other. You can match the offer or you can take the compensation, but it would be done. Because unless I'm reading this wrong, there exists a fundamental difference in the perception of value and term between the two sides, and it's going to make getting a negotiated settlement very difficult. Okay, back to vacation. This bike isn't going to ride itself to town.
Can you read the first one again?
As for Marner, my view from afar is that it's probably close to or at the point where Toronto hopes an offer sheet is tendered.
Stop. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Oh. He said my view from afar
Yep.
is probably...
Probably.
Yeah, close to the point where Toronto hopes an offer sheet is tendered.
So
He
where
doesn't
do you
know.
think this comes from? Just his opinion?
Yeah, somebody asked.
Yeah, I think it's his opinion. And I mean, he talks to
Interesting.
people, and I'm sure... listen, I'm not saying he's not informed. This is based on something, for sure, but he's guessing. He's guessing. I think the Leafs are relatively airtight, and we don't know. But he did touch on something that I think we've all wondered for a long time, and that's simply that, listen, Marner wants to be a Leaf. I think that that has been confirmed by now.
And didn't Aaron Portzline tweet that Columbus was thinking about going after Marner and that they had reached out to the agent said, well, he kind of wants to be a Leaf.
They're
So...
Yeah, that was a thing.
To me, that's your hinge point right there. It's like, well, so if you're the Leafs, you go, okay, then we'll just wait.
The Columbus Blue Jackets, considering relevance, just print it on your season tickets. Oh my God,
They're going to be empty
Dude,
next season.
Go up, do whatever you got to do, man.
Did you see the chart that TSM put out about since the trade deadline, the assets that have gone out from Columbus?
No,
Crazy.
And the things they've lost? It's insane. I want to try and pull it up.
Yeah.
they did when they swept the Lightning.
Yeah.
It just sucks they weren't able to keep that going.
Yeah, but back to Marner.
Yes.
I mean, so there you go.
He wants to be a Leaf, but what we've confirmed is there is just a genuine... One thinks he's worth Matthews' money, and the Leafs, I think, exist on Earth.
Now, there exists a concept in negotiation.
Yes.
In this particular case, are you the buyer or are you the seller?
Yeah.
In this case, the Leafs are the buyer. Mitch Marner is selling his services.
Right.
So when you sell your services, you obviously want to sell them for the highest price you can possibly get.
Of course.
However, sometimes you got to sell them for what the market will bear, even if you're not happy with it. And I would venture that most people, no matter how, I bet Apple would be like, sure, would love to sell iPhones for $5,000. Really pisses me off that they're only $2,000.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet, but we'll get there. Like that, like if you were to ask Apple, they'd be like, yeah, sure, we'll take $5,000 for a phone. Most people would like to get paid more than probably they're worth. Right? And in Apple's
I don't
case,
think
they're
anybody's going to say no.
Exactly.
No. Couldn't handle the pressure,
So,
bro.
What I found interesting about this...
I don't want to deal with it.
What I found interesting about this was the second tweet. Bob says, unless I'm reading this wrong, there exists a fundamental difference in perception of value in term. And we've heard that from CJ, we've heard that from Frege.
Unless I'm reading this wrong.
Well, exactly. But
hedging
they've
his bet.
also, you've had 3 people say it, so you could pretty much guarantee
Yes.
that there's a difference in value in term.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, this is where I think the agent's on the hot seat. And I've been very vocal in my criticism in the process of what Darren Ferris does, because I don't believe his process is the most effective process out there. He thinks that he can rile up the media and rile up the fans enough that it puts enough pressure on the organization where that's his negotiation point. You're looking for the hinge point. That's what he's trying to do. There's no moral issue with it. I don't care. Do your thing. but it's a very flawed and potentially very disastrous way to go about it because they've already chewed up some of Mitch's goodwill here. There's already fans going,
my God.
There are already fans going, fine, fuck off then, man. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And so in this particular instance, I find it, if you are selling your house, I have a house. Steve, you have a house.
Yes.
If you could get
Thanks for excluding me.
Yeah, Jesse does not have a house.
Thank you.
Steve, if you could sell your house for $5 million, if somebody said, Steve, your house in Oshawa is the house I need. You could be like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who just walked up to someone's house one day and said, your house is my house. This is my house now.
Did he do that?
Yeah, and he bought their house right from under them.
Can I do a sidebar about houses?
Yeah.
Did you see Tyson Barrie and Nazem Kadri traded houses?
No.
If you listen to the most recent 31 Thoughts podcast, Kadri's on it.
Yeah.
And Friedman starts out with, so I heard you and Barry switched houses.
So
and Kadri's like, yeah, he checked out my house when I got traded, and he's picking up mine, and that's what we're doing.
So
they're just swapping places.
Are they? Is it like a rental situation? Or
I don't know. I don't know the details,
That's kinda
but
cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Great idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and guess Nas made money on that.
Maybe they are both renting.
They
I would
probably are
assume.
both renting it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they picked up each other's leases.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of
Although
fun.
they might own
That
the
reminded me of
houses
that.
in their particular markets, but Naz may rent from him and he may rent from Naz.
Screw it until they get into their first scrap.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine they get into a hockey fight, and you know what? That night,
I'm
just
evicting you, bastard.
Yeah, foreclose.
Except in Toronto, you can't really evict people anyway.
Oh,
At all.
damn it, Adam!
Anyway.
Stop screwing up
By
my
the way, if anybody
fantasies.
tries to evict you, they can't. It's almost impossible. So, in terms of the difference in a buyer and seller market, that's what I'm looking at this at.
Right.
Darren Ferris and Mitch Marner are like, my house is worth $5 million in Oshawa.
And the market is saying no.
Exactly.
No.
More like
And-
$10 because it's in Oshawa.
Because it's not just $5 million in Oshawa. It's $5 million plus three or four really nice cars. And the market, in this case, first-round draft picks.
Oh, okay.
And I think that the market has kind of spoken. If you're going to, there are teams, like Columbus has what, $30 million in cap space right now?
They got a lot. I don't know about 30, but they got a lot. They got a ton.
You've got, Florida's got some room, I think.
I think they still
chewed up
have
some of
some
it.
room. Yeah.
You've got other teams with lots of room.
Colorado!
Colorado's got lots of room. Why not?
They're, I don't understand their offseason. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not criticizing it. I still think they're a really good team, and they made some improvements, but, like, you can spend that? Or are you just going to keep it?
So my thinking with all of this is, if the offer was going to be made, it would have been made.
Like the offer of 12 or something
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
If you're going to offer up 4 first-round picks and an insane amount of money, you've made the offer already.
Yeah.
You've done that.
Yeah.
Unless somehow you believe that your owner's going to get squirrely towards the start of next season and then all of a sudden approve this. I don't see how that's possible. But if you're Darren Ferris and you've taken it this far, you have to be thinking, well, I'm going to take this right to the end of camp then
Yep.
and force the Leafs' hand. Now, Darren Ferris has to be holding, and if I'm in his shoes, I'm going, Kyle Dubas doesn't want to be the general manager that traded Mitch Marner.
Or the guy who paid him too much money. Like, people are always...
No, but think about this. Just
Okay.
think in that vacuum for a second. Kyle Dubas traded Mitch Marner.
See,
The
unless they
conversation-
win, then it's who cares?
Right, but the conversation after that is, depending upon what they get for him,
Yeah.
is, so he traded Mitch Marner and got A, B, and C, or just A. Like, say he got it one person, 1 for 1, whatever. And the Leafs don't do well. Well, Kyle Dubas is wearing the Mitch Marner trade.
This
But
is
last July, you sit there and you say Masai Ujiri is the guy who traded DeMar DeRozan.
And he's wearing
and
that.
he was
And
a
he's-
villain.
yeah, exactly.
A villain, and now he's a deity.
Does Kyle Dubas walk in and say, I'm going to do this? don't
I
know.
think so.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Dubas, like, I think it's perfect that the Raptors thing is perfect.
Yeah.
Masai's one of the guys that Kyle goes to for advice.
Yes.
And-
yeah. And that's so often said, and I wonder how much of an impact it's had on this offseason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been overly negative, and some people have tried to talk me off the cliff because I look at the Leafs roster and I go, God, it looks a lot better with Tyson Barrie on it. That's pretty dope. But I can't get past the Cody Ceci thing.
I think you need to relax on the Cody Ceci thing.
I don't
think
understand it.
It'll be fine.
I don't Will it? Jesse, you cannot tell a Leafs fan, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You can't do
that. The
that.
Cody Ceci thing is interesting because he's comparable to Nikita Zaitsev.
That's what we were trying to escape.
But we'd have him in a more limited role.
No, we don't. Do you trust that?
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like, well, limited.
Oh, you're worried about how Mike's going to play him.
Mike. It all comes back to Mike. All these cute little adorable people.
Just hang
going,
on.
No.
We're getting veered. We're
Okay,
veering
fine.
To Marner for a second. I have to think that if Mitch Marner is not a Toronto Maple Leaf next season, that agent needs to be fired.
Is it a two-headed monster? Is it Paul and Darren? Paul Marner, Mitch's dad?
Probably.
Or are
maybe.
we just saying
I think it's
Darren
unfair
Ferris?
to call to involve like the whole thank you Paul on Twitter thing. I think is really unfair.
It's a little extra.
Yeah, I don't think anybody that came up with that, like, I don't think they meant anything wrong, but I don't think we have any idea what people started to say the same thing about Michael Nylander, and after the negotiations happened, people said, like, the people close to that situation said Michael Nylander had nothing to do with it. It was what was that guy, Louis Gross? It was Louis Gross, his agent, who was pushing the Leafs. And the Leafs were they were lowballing. The Leafs didn't offer Nylander that deal until December 1st when he signed it.
The amount of money it sounds like they were actually fighting over, like, in retrospect, I'm like, Jesus, you couldn't get a deal done.
They easily could have. And it was ridiculous that they didn't. Yeah. And Kyle Dubas owned that, right?
But this does not sound like that at all.
No.
This sounds like they're, if I had to guess, like $2 million apart.
Yeah. And I don't think that Paul Marner...
A year.
Paul Marner could be a part of this, but Paul Marner also may not be at all. Mm-hmm. And so we don't know that. The two people we do know are Mitch and his agent.
Yeah.
So Mitch obviously believes he's worth somewhere in that neighborhood as well.
And wants to be a Leaf. I think that's an important part of this, right? So it's like a tough guy tactic. Like the relationship... Our relationship has got to be this way. Well, I can't accommodate that, so I think we need to break up. No. So you're giving up the no. Mm-hmm. But sticking to your, it's got to be this way. Now you're just in this friggin' barf argument tornado.
Exactly.
That you can't get out of.
And everybody's looking for that hinge point. Everybody's looking for that lever of negotiation. Yeah. I think the Leafs have found theirs. Mitch wants to be here.
Yeah.
So what do you do now? And it looks like we're going to have to wait till training camp to find it.
Which is so disappointing.
That's the date.
You know what? Honestly, just selfishly on the show, I'm so sick of talking about it.
I hate it.
Have to bring it up. Sick of talking about it. And when Bob tweeted that today, I was up in Perth this weekend with my family, and I went, shit. And Caprice's like, what? Because it
means you got to talk about it.
And I'm like, nah, we got to talk about Marner
today. That's what I got. Dude, last week, again, like we're in the deadest 2 weeks of sports anyway. And we're okay. What Leaf topics do we have? And Barrie, that's very fresh. I got to interview Sam Kadri, Kadri's dad.
Oh, cool!
That was really cool. And nice guy. And I think he wishes his son was a Leaf too. But he's happy to cheer for the Avalanche. And we're sitting there brainstorming, and we're like, "There's Marner. There's always Marner." We tried it. But it's with an ugh. Yeah. Like, I want people to know, now that I've seen how the sausage is made, it's not a media-driven thing. It's, dude, there's nothing else. What would you like us to talk about?
Yeah.
On a radio show, you want us to talk about the composition of the fourth line?
Is sports, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get into the composition of the fourth line in that arena because it's a little different, right?
And I mean, you could do it. It's a throwaway little thing. And the defense, you could do a whole segment on the defense for sure. Yep. And then you can maybe have a guest on and ask him about it. But then, like, what is there? What is there? In the absence of games, it's pretty tough. New information. We had Jordan Binnington on.
That's cool.
We had Jordan Binnington on.
Well, let's talk.
Sorry, I'm getting away from it.
You did touch on something interesting there. And because the last time we talked was at Old Flame, and you were legitimately concerned about how the Leafs roster looks.
Yeah.
And so is Cody Ceci the only reason? Like, okay.
Yes.
He's the only reason that you're somewhat upset with how the Leafs look next year.
Yes. Like, literally, yes.
a roster with, and guaranteed, Tavares,
Like, arguably the best top
Barrie.
9 in hockey.
Matthews,
Yes. Yeah.
Freddie Anderson is a goalie.
Yep. Adam, it's similar to the conversation we were just having with, the Raptors will have lost the Kawhi Leonard trade until it hits the court, right? In terms of public opinion, we lost this guy, whatever. It's got to hit the court. And in this case, it's not even that for the Leafs. They can't hit the ice and look good and win games. They can't hit the first round and look good and win games. They have to win a playoff series to earn my trust back. Literally, that's where we're at.
When did they ever have your trust? They never had your. They had your.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had it at some point.
After Washington? After that surprise?
Oh, after Washington, 100%.
Yeah. Because that was, nobody expected them even to do that. Pushing
No.
6 games and all that.
Yeah. Leading into the first of the consecutive Boston series. And then last year was so weird because it was just me constantly telling myself everything's fine.
Last year wasn't fun.
Last year was
all.
so not fun.
Yeah.
And that stretch where every game was frigging 7-5, where Gardner was out and Dermott was out, was horrible. Horrible heading into the playoffs. And then you know what those bastards did? They won game 1, and they won game 3. And game 5. Those bastards. Seriously, the Leafs, those bastards. How did they do that to me? And now I'll just never feel safe. I don't care. Babcock, they took all his toys away. Bullshit. He's got a brand new, expensive toy. And, okay, who is the worst player on the roster, right? Doesn't matter what name you come up with. That is the player. Is that not the player you assume Babcock will overplay the most? Like, it's gotta be. Everyone immediately when you talk to him, Ceci Spezza.
Well, Frankie Corrado was the worst guy, and he didn't play him. And Frankie Corrado objectively was the worst guy in the roster.
Not the year they finished last.
No, but I'm talking about the next year when
Babcock
they're
is also really good at creating the worst player in
Frankie
your
Corrado
roster.
didn't show up until they were good. Until that first year. The actually good year.
He played 39 games. I don't know why I know this. He played 39 games the year they finished last.
Oh, okay.
And he got himself suspended as well.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I remember.
So you
You're
think
I blocked it out.
you think Cody Ceci is going to play 30 minutes a game?
No one plays
On a
30
light
minutes a
night.
game.
But Cody Ceci will.
But Cody Ceci will.
On a light night. Yeah.
All these. Oh yeah, this is what I was getting to earlier.
It is going to be hilarious to see him with Morgan Riley.
Is that what's happening?
Yes.
I don't mind that.
Tyson Barrie, Jake Muzzin too.
I don't.
Awesome.
And Barry Muzzin, I think.
Where's
would be
Jake
real
Gardner?
Where is Jake Gardner?
Where's Jake Gardner?
Good.
Is he waiting for Mitchie?
He should sign with Colorado, to be honest. But yeah, I think maybe he is. Because otherwise, what else is he doing?
I'm sure he has offers.
He might be waiting for the Leafs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very confused as to what they're doing with Gardner. But yeah, all these adorable people going Muzzin Barrie, which is a pairing I can get behind. And then it's going to be Riley Ceci. But when Dermott comes back, he's going to be with Riley. Are you all on drugs? Like, is this how this is going to work? You really think that's going to happen? Babcock's going to do that? Like, forget Babcock's going to do it. You also think that's going to work? I don't. Did you watch Travis Dermott? Listen, I've seen all the numbers. Ooh, pretty. Oh, look. Look, he's got a lot more blue than red. Yeah, I can see it too, guys. But you think that's going to work? You think it's going to work and it's what he's going to do? What in his tenure as Leafs coach has led you to believe you will get what you want? Frig off with your hopes and dreams. You're not going to get it.
Adam.
So Ceci's going to play 20 minutes a night.
Jesse.
From a rational standpoint,
Oh, frig, you're rational.
why do you think Kyle Dubas made the decision to have Cody Ceci on this roster for the 2019 season?
That's a fan-friggin-tastic question.
You know, that is a really good question.
Why do
Because
you do
I
it?
initially misunderstood the arbitration rules. I thought the Leafs had to sign on to whatever agreement he would have won in arbitration.
If
they went to arbitration, they were expecting him to get $5.3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
and
shit,
And at that
really?
point, you can walk away from the contract.
Yeah. So if
Yes.
that was the case, I would have let them do it. But then then I look at it and I go, okay, so you've got.
And they know that because we are not smarter than them when it comes to these things. So they made the conscious decision to not do that and sign him to this roster.
I wonder if they were like, we need a warm body. And like other defensemen they've had in the past, maybe a guy that was bought out this summer, there may be a pump and dump aspect to this.
Cody Ceci has never eclipsed 30 points.
Are you surprised by that?
No, but I want to know, like, is the arbitrator his uncle or something?
They
or
also
like
base it on what he used to make too, right? It's not just based on his play; it's based on like what he made previously. So Ottawa sort of did that to themselves because they gave him that big raise pretty early on after his ELC,
Ottawa
I believe.
screwing everything up. Fold! God, I'm so sick of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they just wanted a guy with numbers, like a guy who would like numbers of games. I think, and you know, really, the worst case scenario is they go, this guy sucks, and they drop him to another team, and he's gone.
And then there's another friggin' year.
But yeah,
There's
but what was
another year.
But Steve, what else were they going to? There wasn't anything else out there.
And I don't think that's the make or break of a championship.
No, exactly.
God,
I mean, you're talking about the Chicago Blackhawks won the championship, their last one, with a quarter of Kimmo Timonen working.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God,
he
the
played like
Blackhawks
3 minutes a game.
Literally won the 2015 Cup with 3 defensemen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And who
It was
who were the Leafs'
unbelievable.
Big three: Barrie, Riley, Muzzin.
It's pretty good.
Dude.
It's not those 3, but it's pretty good.
And I'm not saying that Mike is going to play the guys the way they should be played, because if in my view, there's a lot of stuff that Mike does where I'm like, Mike, you're nuts. And so I understand. I see your point. But I also look at Cody Ceci and go, he's not going to kill them. It's not like Cody Ceci's going to go out there and start swinging at John Tavares and Austin Matthews' head with his stick like, I'm one of Eugene's
Oh my
minions.
God.
I'm infiltrated.
How could you say that out loud? Well, then take it back. Delete this part.
I
I'm
hope
gonna
he
take
takes a
them
big
from the
bomb
inside.
Yeah,
Oh
I hope
my
he takes
God.
a big bomb from the point, Jesse, and hits them all in the head. All 3 of them at once on the power play where he'll be playing.
No.
Playing
It pings off all of them. It's 1 shot, 3 kills.
Ding, 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 ding.
Double kill.
It's going to be Kerfoot and Bracco on Unit 1. Let's go. So, you know, it's just that, like, I think you're hyper-focusing on a guy that's been Ottawa's whipping boy for a long time. I am not saying Cody Ceci is a great hockey player. I believe that Cody Ceci is just 4 years less of Nikita Zaitsev.
Right.
Did you? Well, first of all, yes. Second of all, did you see the headline? There was an article on theleafsnation.com. If Ben Harper plays one season with the Leafs, plays one game with the Leafs, they should just stop trying. that was so brutal. So I feel like the Leafs need to win our trust and love back.
Well, here's
like a lot of this fan base,
so
man.
here's
I really do.
Here's the question.
I can't believe they did that to us again.
If-
Seriously.
If the Leafs have no defenseman under contract
Yeah.
after this season, nothing.
Except for Morgan Riley.
Morgan Riley, yeah.
On
Morgan Riley,
a-
they've won.
Bomb deal.
Yeah, so Dermott's going to be an RFA, so you know he's not going to sign until right before training camp because that's the new RFA thing.
No.
But in all honesty, Tyson Barrie's ask, according to Luke Fox, is right around $8 million annually.
Based on his numbers, I can't believe that's it.
Well, if that's the ask, do you not just do that now? Or do you just wait and see? Because here's the thing. Tyson
wait.
Barrie's going to have a good year this year, I think, playing with guys like Austin Matthews and John Tavares. I mean, you played with Nate McKinnon last year, so he knows how to play with skill guys, but he's going to have lots of power play time, like he always has, and he's going to have a pretty lethal, we think, power play to work with, whether it's Unit 1 or Unit 2.
He had 59 points last season, so if you sign him now, like how much more money is he going to be able to ask for?
But look at what John Carlson signed for
what
a
did
year ago.
John Carlson signed for?
$8 million over 8 years.
Yeah.
Do you hate Tyson Barrie at $8 million over 8?
Not really,
Because
no.
$8 million in 8 years is going to be like what $4 million is now.
The only thing, 8 years I don't totally love just because he was a 2009 draft pick.
Yeah. He's 27.
Yeah, he's got the baby face. Is he only 27?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I thought he was older than that. Yeah, I don't hate 8 years that much.
I almost look at that and go, that's an easy one. I'll do that. I guess you want to see how the guy fits into your system, but all the same, like
I think he'll fit.
Even if you do have $8 million Tyson Barrie, people would be like, yeah, okay, we'll take him.
And
Like,
you're splitting
trade that.
and you're splitting the difference on a $5 million Morgan Riley. Like you have that great contract, so you can afford to pay somebody else
and
a
$4
higher
million
amount.
Jake Muzzin for one
A
more year.
$13 million top pair. That's all right.
Take that.
That's all right.
Also,
And that doesn't start for another season.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
Barrie.
not even this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, this
We have
year.
a $7 million top pairing right
if
now.
you less.
6.
Less.
It's Muzzin Barrie, right?
Oh, must. Well, I was
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
I was going Riley Barrie. Doesn't matter.
Also,
Cheap.
in Midget B one year, Tyson Barrie scored 130 points.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
What-
So
what-
what if he repeats it?
God
How
bless
long
elite
before
prospects.
he replicates that season?
Right? It's only time.
True. It's true.
EliteProspects.com is the most ridiculous website
It is
ever.
crazy.
They track stats for games you forgot you played in.
Yeah,
Like-
it's nuts. It's nuts.
I don't know where do they get the game sheets for that?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know where you'd find that.
They have players so obscure that like there's people I know who didn't realize they were on the site. Because like
Really?
they're like, what? I didn't know I played relevant enough hockey to be included on this
There
site.
you go.
But they're an elite prospect then.
They sure
If you're on
are.
that site, if you show up on
Everybody-
that site, you're an elite prospect, right?
That's the bare minimum. As long as your
I
name
think
is
so.
on the site, you are an official elite
prospect.
Type
prospect.
Adam
I think
Wild
so.
into it right now.
I'm not on that. I can
Yeah,
guarantee you.
Are you
he
sure?
is though.
Yeah,
What's the
I'm like,
highest level you got to?
Single A, man. I was terrible.
Type Justin Fisher.
Oh,
Yeah, Justin Fisher's in there for sure. I don't actually know if that was Hey, speaking of Tyson Barrie and Justin Fisher, did you see the
No
video I
Justin
posted
Fisher.
last night?
No.
So, I forgot that once upon a time I interviewed Tyson Barrie.
Oh, and this is supposed to be super cringy.
It was 10 years ago, and I reacted to it in a video, and
Is it bad?
wow, it's bad. It's so bad,
What
dude.
do you think is your favorite question you asked him?
When I asked him, I think I asked him basically why he was out of breath after I had said he was at the gym, and then he said he was at the gym. I was like, what were you doing? Why are you out of breath?
And you'd already said that he
Yeah.
was at the gym?
This is horrible.
Is
Like, I wanted to know the specific workout he was doing. No one cared, Steven. It's awful. It's terrible. And I got dozens of those. I got so many of those interviews to go through. I'm going to make it a regular thing. So if you like cringe theater, got some for you kids.
amazing.
Ugh.
We got about 15 minutes left here.
Whoa.
I think it might be a good time to do a little press conference. What do you guys say?
Presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
You got a Purelator truck behind us today? Oh, we do.
Are they hiring?
Yeah.
I don't think you can see it in the camera though.
No?
There are enough around the corner that we don't know that if they're hiring or not.
Pay us! They owe us money for that
Hey,
one
somebody
show.
asked me something on Twitter today, and I think because they maybe forgot or misheard, but Jeremy said, on the next STB, can you go back to your hot take about McDavid asking for a trade? You gave it the offseason, and they've had a terrible one. How much longer can this go on? And so I corrected it, and I said, I actually said next May or June, when and if they don't make the playoffs, and there's no conceivable improvements made, that's when McDavid would probably have to ask. Now, that's just my humble opinion,
Yeah.
but they have traded goalies with Calgary.
Oh my God.
And barring Mike Smith's, is he 38?
Oh my God, really?
Barring his,
Oh, I don't know. He's on the wrong side of 30.
Unbelievable comeback. Yeah, I think Mike Smith's
I
38.
think he's on the wrong side of 35.
I don't know that the Oilers are that good. One thing I would say though is that apparently they have a very strong farm system. As in Bakersfield was good, but I'm not really sure if that translates because the Marlies are always good, but you only get like one or two guys that really can make the jump.
Dude, the Marlies made the Calder Cup final in 2012.
And had nobody on the team that made
Didn't
the team.
equal anything. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that? And do you think, do you think Edmonton's had, could they do anything this offseason? Like, what could they have even done? Move Milan Lucic, and how would you do it?
Well, that's the thing. Their mission, the Oilers didn't have the luxury that the Leafs had, where the Leafs are like, okay, we're going to make the playoffs probably, so let's trade that first and get rid of Patrick Marleau's salary. So that was fine. Now, it's going to look real dumb if the Leafs end up missing the playoffs somehow, but odds are, looking at the roster, they shouldn't do
You would
that.
expect. The expectation is that's reasonable.
Yes. The Oilers can't do that. They can't tie a torpedo to Lucic first round pick torpedo.
So if they were good, they could drop that contract.
Yes, right. So the rich get richer, the whatever.
Oh well, damn. I thought this league was about parity, man.
Oh, I know.
I'm sure there's a salary cap coming for that too.
Well, there is a stupid tax at some point. So yeah, they got no cap space. So to me, their mission really was to shed cap while trying to get better somehow, and they did neither of those things. Neither of them. There's a couple European bets that they have. I think it was penciled into the fourth line. I don't even remember their names. Small, fast, in their mid to late 20s. Hopefully they work out. And they signed Marcus Granlund.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of Cam Talbot, they have Mike Smith. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And I feel like we're not talking enough about how garbage of an offseason the Oilers have had. Like, non-relevant, like, didn't even register. And I think, I don't know this, but I feel like everyone thinks their farm system's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the reporters have, and rightfully so, a definite. You develop an affection for these young guys a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you watch them all the time, you see them improve and go, wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy I would say who seems to hate the farm system is Scott Wheeler. Like in Toronto's, no one is harder on the
the Leafs
Marlies
one?
than Scott Wheeler, except for the one time he happened to write Jeremy Bracco was probably the best passer in the Leafs organization, and people lit him up online for it.
God.
And I was like,
Pump the brakes, Scott! There's text number 2.
No.
Yeah, but
I don't think that doesn't mean he's not the best passer.
Yeah.
It just means maybe he's not the second best player in the organization.
Yeah. It's a ridiculous thing to say because it doesn't mean anything in terms of his ability to play in the NHL.
But it might mean he's a great passer.
Right. That's what it means.
That's the sort of thing I would. That's the sort of thing I would
I'm
say.
in Scott's
Listen,
corner.
if all we were doing was a drill,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But he just goes, nope, best passer.
But maybe that's what he meant.
Right.
And I think beyond that, Scott. I think Scott's too hard on guys. I'm like, dude, like relax.
Well, I also,
but he has to be, and a lot of guys have to be really tough on those guys. Because the majority it doesn't matter if you like we used to love TJ Brennan when he used to score 50 or 60 points as a defenseman, never played a game for the Leafs.
No, but you know what's funny? You looked at his stat sheet, you go, how did this guy, no, he played a few games, he was just trash. You look at his stat sheet and you go, how isn't this guy making it? And the second you go see him play, you go, Me playing NHL. Basically, that's what he did. me playing video game NHL without the skating.
Not passing.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Wicked on the power play. I'm not as down on the Leafs farm system because you got to remember the purpose of a farm system. It's to make your team better. And, okay, well, they don't have a lot of NHL-ready forwards or guys who have a wicked high ceiling. Well, we just talked about how their top 9, once Marner's locked up, their top 9, literally, is locked up for, I think, at least 3 years.
3 years,
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So you're just worrying about the fourth line every year. Their defense, where the only guy signed is Riley, yes, that's a problem. But then you go Liljegren, Sandin, Hollowell. They have, Robertson? Is it Dennis Robertson?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. There's another one. So I'm not overly concerned.
But with the Bakersfield team filling in with the Oilers, like that seems to be the only way that Edmonton can take a conceivable step forward.
Well,
right?
they don't need complementary parts. You know what I mean? They need defensemen who can step into a top 4 role. They need guys who can step into a top 9.
Can Evan Bouchard be that guy? You know what I mean? Like
maybe. They got a lot of maybe, right? There's not a lot of can't miss. That's the big problem. And then they have a first-round pick this year, and then they make the pick. I forget his exact name. Starts with an S. And Oilers fans go, yeah, for sure. His name was Soilers. It was. It's like when Wheaton King was drafted by the Brandon Wheat Kings. They had to draft Soilers McEdmonton.
You've had better.
I've had better. I don't even remember where I was going with it. I'm going to abandon it right now.
Can I ask a press conference question?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys make of the 1 million people who have signed up on Facebook to storm Area 51 on September 20th and get them aliens?
Yo, I respect that.
Yeah, you respect it?
And I think it's time.
You think it's time that we learn the truth?
Now, if it's was it 300 people?
No.
What?
How many people signed it?
1 million
1 million people.
on Facebook.
Well, like 300 are going to show up.
Maybe,
And I'll
if
tell
that.
you this: you want to storm Area 51, it's going to take more than 300 people. You need a mob. You need 1 million people.
Yeah, you've also shot the element of surprise, folks, which if you were going to get a leg up on the old government there, I think you're lacking on the surprise.
Well, and also, has anybody considered, like, if you have an army that size, first off, you got to get through some wire fences. Am I right?
Yes.
So you're gonna have to get some wire cutters. Did anybody agree to bring wire cutters?
Hey, what about you're probably going to get shot at? So you're going to need something to shield you.
Maybe.
That's tougher than an anime pillow.
You could hope that the wall of bodies might help you.
Oh my God.
And
Like friggin'
and maybe the fact that
300.
the U.S. government probably doesn't want to have hundreds of deaths on its hands. Maybe they would. Maybe maybe that's your shield. So maybe you can get off cheap on that one. And then maybe this. Okay, have you thought about this? Fences are electrified, so you're going to need rubber gloves as well. And then have you thought of this? People got to go to the bathroom. Who's bringing the porta potties? And what about this? Who's catering it? People got to
Who's
eat.
catering the invasion of
this
Area
is-
51?
One of, an invasion.
One
You
of
gotta
the
figure
top
this out.
one of the top comments on the Facebook event is somebody mentions that from now till September 20th is giving the U.S. government too much time to just move the aliens to a different spot.
Oh my God! Yes.
So
Wow, we didn't even think about that.
So they might get in and they'll be like, oh, there's no aliens here because they've already moved them.
Yes. And,
So-
and I'm sure Area 51 at this point is just like a shiny thing. What if they have the aliens, which I believe they do? I actually do. I think they've got something. They're not at Area 51 anymore.
They're in AOC's house.
They're at
AOC's house. No, they're not in AOC's house.
And
One
then
of
you go back
the
to
Area
their
51
country.
aliens is
Sorry.
vice president right now. You friggin' kidding me?
but
You've
they-
never looked at Mike Pence and gone, that's not your skin. I have.
Is this Men in Black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where all the weird people on Earth are just really aliens?
Yeah.
He's walking around with it.
Yeah. Guy looks like Voldemort.
water.
Yeah.
It's
Water. Adam, are you from here?
No, it's just
Are you from
favorite
Earth?
movies ever. Yeah, man. I think you gotta think that Area 51 is like, you know, when you throw the stick for your dog, but you don't let go of the stick, and the dog goes running after it. That's Area 51. You've still got the stick, and the government's got the stick,
Yeah.
and the stick is elsewhere, and Area 51 is probably just pretty empty right now.
No, I think
Maybe
I'm
it's at
going
our
to catch
first
the
base.
car this time.
I'm gonna catch the car this time. Yes.
This time, this is the time
The squirrel,
I catch
this
the
squirrel
car.
is mine.
Yep. Yeah. Oh my
There are
God.
many others like it, but this is mine.
I wouldn't know what to do with it if I got it. Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah.
Some people are going to have fun that day, I guess. I don't know.
Watch
I
like
hope somebody shows up and parties outside. I think that would be hilarious.
Fire Festival.
Oh man.
We found a new location.
Blink 182 shows up and actually plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they
Yeah.
were supposed to play Fire Festival too.
They were.
Did Ja Rule organize this Facebook event?
Oh.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day, but Ja Rule, when he left jail, was talking about coming out with a all microwave cookbook
Oh.
or an all hot plate cookbook. I can't remember which.
I'm going to go with not microwave.
So probably hot plate. Because
Okay,
that's what you
this
get.
one you put in for 4 minutes.
Because that's what you get because you can cook in your cell. I think if you've got good behavior and can be
Where did
trusted.
Ja Rule go to jail?
Oh, he's been there a few times.
After Fire Festival? He didn't go to jail
No,
for Fire
no,
Festival.
not
other
that,
stuff.
no.
Other stuff. He has been to jail. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I didn't know that. Okay.
He's been charged on something. Maybe it was him. Yeah. Anyway, somebody was coming out with this microwave / hot
Hot
plate
plate,
cookbook,
yeah.
and I wanted to get it because I thought it would be really interesting to see how that worked out. But
No, I want it.
random. I know, right?
No,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I do.
Maybe I'm wrong.
it's an interesting concept.
Yeah,
For sure.
I thought so. I was like, that's pretty smart.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're going to get your ramen. It's all just ramen.
Sure.
Jesus.
Jesse. Next
Steven, this weekend, we're going to test your knowledge. Well, this week, I assume the radio show is going to test your knowledge. And this weekend is the British Open.
Let's play a game called What Sport Is That? I think it's golf. Is it golf?
Let's play the game
It could
on
just as easily be tennis.
simple question.
Okay.
Who is your pick to win the British Open this weekend?
Jordan Spieth
Okay.
is a golfer that has a
Good
name
pick.
that I know.
That's a guy.
Yep.
Yep.
Is he any good?
I assume he's not. I have the list of odds,
Oh, dear.
and bad news for you.
Not up there?
I've searched for Jordan Spieth's name,
Uh-oh.
and it's not one that registers on the odds from 100 to 1 to 8 to 1.
Okay. So can I pick Rory McIlroy?
There you go.
There
That's
you
not
go.
fair.
Roy,
I almost said Conor
That
McGregor.
should have been the first guy.
Rory McIlroy is the favorite to win
Yes!
the British Open at 8
Yes! Took 2 guesses.
to 1. So now you're ready for tomorrow.
How do you talk about golf on the radio?
Like, just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You talking about golf is just talking about Tiger, really.
Who's the guy who... There's a guy who couldn't participate in a golf tournament. I want to say it might have even been the British Open.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly because of a bug bite, but a lot of people think it's because they just wouldn't let him use a cart. He's the guy who smokes cigars all the time.
John Daly?
John Daly! I kept wanting to say Candy, but I knew that was wrong.
Yeah, he wasn't medically cleared to operate a golf cart, I think it was.
Golf's dumb. How are you allowed... Oh, my God. How is that even a conversation?
New question.
Okay.
I lost it. Can you name every team that Matt Cullen played for?
Oh.
There's a lot. And this has got to be the last question because
Oh,
somebody
boy.
needs to get in here.
Okay, Pittsburgh Penguins for sure. Carolina Hurricanes for sure. Minnesota Wild, like super briefly. How many teams?
There's 8.
Oh, shit.
Ducks.
Oh, my God. I don't know.
4.
Oh, he played for the Ducks?
Yeah.
The Ducks?
I helped.
He did.
4 more.
Nashville Predators?
5.
Oh, Preds.
3 more.
Did he ever play for a Canadian team?
Yes.
Ottawa Senators.
6. 2 more.
He did?
Adam, nice.
Jeez.
You guys each got 3. It's 2 more to go.
Did
Or
he
1
ever
more?
play-
How many did I count? I've lost my count.
You had 6.
6? Okay, 2 more.
Did he ever play for the Rangers?
7.
Yes.
You guys, you're at 7 for 7.
I can't
You haven't
believe
done the
this.
wrong
Okay,
guess yet.
okay, we can't screw
You got
this
1
up.
more.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
You're not gonna
I mean,
guess.
I'll give you all the ones you got so far.
Okay.
Pittsburgh, Nashville, Minnesota, Ottawa, New York, Carolina, Anaheim. You're missing 1. Can you go 8 for 8? This is crazy if you do it.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm here right now.
Do you have any thoughts?
I can't believe you're here at all.
I
This is insane.
want to say, okay, so I'm a visual guy. I'm trying to picture the jersey.
Yeah.
I think the problem is he played for Dallas when they wore black
I think he with the big the numbers on the front.
with the Mooterus, maybe
Oh,
even. Or
those
I
are
think
ugly.
was it Dallas?
Are you guys locking in your final
Is it
I'm
answer?
Dallas?
locking in the Dallas.
I'm with you. I
You're gonna
support
lock
this
in
decision.
Dallas?
locking in Dallas Stars.
Come on.
Couldn't go 8 for 8. I would have been damn impressed.
Come on! Who was it?
It was Florida.
I was good. I should have said it.
Oh.
No!
7 out of 8. Not too bad.
Said it.
Not too bad.
I love.
I'm
By the
gonna
way,
sit on that for a week now.
the press conference, by the way, when you ask questions like that, like trivia questions,
Yeah.
please ask us trivia questions.
I
like
love
that.
trivia.
They're our
it.
favorite thing in the
Yeah.
whole world. If you know a great trivia question about hockey, please
Yeah.
hit us up and keep them coming.
Get them in there.
Oh,
Not
that
my
was
favorite
fun.
thing in the world.
Stop
All right.
hitting the mic.
Hey, listen, we gotta go. But don't
that.
forget, today, Dangle Pizza Meatless Monday. So get your meatlessness on. Cool?
Yeah. Thanks to Panago and everyone who isn't the Florida Panthers.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.